My name is Lauren Finnegan. I'm one of your 3 city coordinators, along with Christine Edna. So thank you. We love having you every week. We're here every Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Just a little bit of background information on 1 Million Cups. We are an educational program produced by the Kauffman Foundation to engage and connect local entrepreneurs while helping build startups on a grassroots level. We'll have 2 presenters today, 6 minutes each to present, along with a 20-minute Q&A. We would love for you to ask questions and stay involved. So if you do have a question, please raise your hand high, and Christy will come around with the microphone so everyone can hear you better. Because we are filming for our YouTube channel, so we want to hear everyone's questions really loud and clear. And then we cannot do this without our wonderful venue and host, the Dallas Entrepreneur Center. So we want to invite the CEO of the deck to speak. So please, everyone, welcome Trey. Big round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good.
I guess it's Wednesday, right? My name is Trey Bowles. Welcome to the Dallas Entrepreneur Center, or the DEC. How many of you have never been here before? Welcome. Glad you guys are here. Let me tell you what we do. We focus on a couple different things here. We're a nonprofit organization that has created a place for entrepreneurs to come and receive education, mentorship, and community. And so we help train and create opportunities for entrepreneurs to learn the things that they need to do. We create an environment for mentorship where people can come and actually learn from people that have been there before. And then the community piece is what we do here in the events that we host, and then the co-working area that we have in the back. So if you haven't been able to see it, please take a walk around the floor. And you will see what we're doing. What we do, we kind of affectionately refer to as co-working plus. And so just to understand the difference between us and a standard co-working space is that we want companies and entrepreneurs and people with ideas that really want to help build and grow those ideas into a business. So if you're a freelancer or you're working remotely for a company and you're really just kind of wanting to go in and put your headphones on and not really interact with people, that's not the right space. But the co-working plus strategy that we put together is really about embracing that. And I think the companies that are here in some of our other spaces would agree that when you really engage in a community, that's where something special happens. That's where investors start to come in, that's where capital starts to happen, that's where customer relationships start to happen, and really where you start to build and grow and learn from the creative people around you. So if you are interested in learning more about the Co-working Plus model, what we do here, how we can support you, or other resources that are available in the community, we want to help point you in that direction. So thank you guys for being here. If you work for the DEC, will you raise your hand so somebody can come talk to you at some point? There's Jill in the back, she's the Chief Operating Officer. Shelly, who runs the Addison Treehouse. So we have 5 locations total. The one in Addison is called the Addison Treehouse. Shelly runs that. So if coming to downtown is a long drive north from you, then Addison Treehouse is a great place to stop. There's another one opening in Denton in the middle of June called Stoke. And then if you're ever down in southern Texas, closer to San Antonio, we have one down there called the San Antonio Entrepreneur Center. So really excited about you guys being here. Please, invite people to come to this. This is a really great place to get plugged in and to kind of initiate yourself into the entrepreneurial and startup community here. We have a lot of different types of people that come to this event, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity and way to begin to meet people and engage and figure out how you can give back and support this ecosystem. The one thing I really love about what we have going on in North Texas is that people really want to give first here. And whether you're here or across the city or in Fort Worth or in Frisco or wherever, everybody who walks into a room, when you walk across that threshold, you really do so with the heart of how do I support and serve other people here. Last thing I'll see is you'll see we've had some renovations to the space. We're really excited about what's happening. Most of you who have been here before recognize that we have a whole new entryway. When you walk off the elevator, you are now in the deck. You don't have to look to the left or the right and figure out which way you're supposed to go. And we've got some more stuff that's going to be happening in a few weeks. We'll be completely done with renovations, and we're going to throw a big party around that and just the relaunch of what we're doing here. So thanks again for being here. You guys have a great week. I'm going to turn it back over to the wonderful women of 1 Million Cups.
Thanks for kicking it off. And we have a really great tradition here at the deck. Whenever someone comes up on stage, we all stand up and give a big round of applause. So we're about to try that together. We have our first presenter. Everyone please welcome Ked from Terra App. So big round of applause. Welcome him to the stage.
Good morning. My name is Kedrian Cole, and this is Michael Smith, and we're the co-founders of Terra App Technology. Can everybody hear me pretty good?
Yes.
Okay, great. Terra is a smartphone app that coordinates property services for Airbnb hosts and recently relocated homeowners. So we make it extremely easy to schedule maintenance and general upkeep for your primary residence and your investment properties. Let me ask quickly the room, how many of you guys have ever used Angie's List or Craigslist or Thumbtack to order service? Okay, so generally everybody's familiar with how to order offline services online. The thing about these referral platforms is that they provide a massive amount of information to process. Literally, there's an endless list of contractors that you have to search and compare. And you also have limited recourse options. If somebody doesn't provide you 100%, doesn't provide you an ideal experience, who do you call? Do you call the contractor, or do you call the company that referred you to the contractor? The biggest problem also that we see with these referral platforms is that they were built for the 1990s consumer, right? So they don't necessarily complement consumer behavior of the modern age. Today, there's a large and growing population of consumers, led by millennials, that think it's an absolute waste of time to spend hours searching and comparing contractors. Also, consumers today, they don't need more information. They need easier navigation to get things done. Understanding these frustrations and pain points is the reason we built the Terra app. Let me show you how it works. So you download the app, and we provide a suite of services based on your property size. If for some reason you don't know your property size, we make it very easy. We partner with Zillow so that you can instantly search and look up your property size within the app. Once you determine your size and the services that you need, you can easily confirm the service. We send you a notification with the contractor's details, and we also notify you once they arrive on your property and once they leave your property. That way you're always in control and you're completely informed throughout the process. The market opportunity we have is very large. Property services is a $100 billion annual industry. And what we're doing is targeting two specific communities. That would be short-term rental owners and real estate investors, which include Airbnb hosts and mom-and-pop landlords, and also recently relocated homeowners. In the United States, every year, more than 35 million people relocate. We calculate about 2 to 3% of that population is our core buyer persona. These are young, creative class professionals moving into a single family home. These are the ones that will find the greatest value in our platform. How we make money, we've identified 3 revenue streams. First is transactional stream. We take a percentage of each transaction that's facilitated on the platform. We also have a rewards program for our partners that build durability into our platform. And lastly, we're encouraged by a public API we're making available for real estate tech companies. The team we assembled, we're really happy. Myself and Mike, I'm an ex-telecom executive and familiar with, I've scaled e-commerce platforms. Mike's an SMU grad and is a commercial real estate broker by trade. We also have Real Garrett, Harvard Law on our team. And last but not least, John Lancaster, who's a real estate heavyweight and is the president of property management for NAI Robert Lynn. So we ask the community, if you can, please visit our website, give us critique, give us feedback. If you are in need of a property service, certainly download the app. You can link to the app through the website, or you can also go directly to the App Store and just search the Lawn Service app, and we pull right up. Thank you.
All right, we're going to open up the floor for questions. Please raise your hand high, and I will bring you the microphone. Anybody? There we are.
It's working? Yeah, two questions. One, just, it was only the last slide, but I see it's lawn service app. Is that the primary service you're providing is lawn care, or is it more services, more with us in-house, out-house? And then secondarily, can you tell us about the competitive landscape in what you're doing?
Yeah, sure. So this question was about lawn service and our competitive landscape. So lawn service was the initial service that we began providing. We learned a lot by just getting into lawn service. It's the easiest thing to get into as far as property services. The competitive landscape, the property services industry is very large. It's very fragmented, so there are many entrants into this space. And what we're doing is we've identified our strengths, right? So we understand the threats that will come from our competitors, and we're building a defensible model based on 3 key items, and that would be just forward-thinking technology. We also are working with additional platforms, so strategic partnerships is a big thing about building our defensibility, and we just want to make sure that we identify the right customer, right, our primary consumer. So I think those 3 items will allow us to have defensibility in our competitive landscape.
I think I had the same question. I'm not sure I heard the answer. What services do you offer? Is it lawn? Are you focusing on lawn care right now, or are there other services?
Okay, no. So the primary property services we offer would be junk hauling, lawn service, landscaping services for your yard, and also installation services. So generally we see it this way. When a consumer moves into a new property, or if you're an Airbnb host and you decide to set up your property, you need a suite of services. Each person will need generally the same suite of services. Most people will want to put security cameras up on the exterior of their property. If you're an Airbnb host, you may want to watch who is coming back and forth before your property. Lawn services is also a need. Generally, anybody that moves into a single-family home has grass and they need it maintained. So we do provide those services as well. But we've seen many auxiliary services that are really important to our users. So junk hauling, lawn service, and installation services will be our core items right now. Thank you.
Can you hold the mic up, please? Hold it up.
Roger.
There we go. In the back.
Yeah, your business model makes perfect sense. I knew immediately what you were doing as soon as you mentioned that first sentence. So really good job on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds to me like where you guys are at is really about marketing and scaling. What marketing are you doing?
Great question. So I think the most important thing is to have a solid inbound marketing strategy. We're operating very lean. Another questioner asked about the competitive landscape. We see many companies that, they get funded and they have a very high burn rate. They're running through money doing things like mailers and things of that nature, which is obscene. We think that the smartest thing we can do is have a solid inbound strategy, identify our core user, and have them reach us organically. And we're putting controls in place to facilitate that relationship, but primarily it's going to be inbound focused. Thank you for that.
Do you know of any competitors in your market, specific apps or companies?
Well, what we want to do, we can, for example, we think that Thumbtack is, how we mentioned the referral platform. a lot of different little small apps that pop up. And as I was saying, the market is very fragmented. So the way that we're going to defend against that is really just to understand our core consumer and be able to reach those guys organically. So yeah, there are certainly additional players in our space, but we do think through strategic partnerships and understanding our core user, we'll be able to mitigate a lot of those risks, or at least carve out a significant space.
Any other questions in the back? Oh yeah, no worries.
You said that your focus is primarily on like the Airbnb type platform or investment properties. Have you considered kind of lumping in more services focused on these type of people? For example, every time somebody comes out, they have cleaning on top of the fact that they have lawn care and some of these other things. Have you considered focusing your platform holistically on what everybody needs from those type perspectives as far as investment properties?
Okay, great question. So we don't think that just building out and offering a million services is going to be the key to victory here. Actually, what we're doing is partnering with companies that focus on the same end users. So there are a lot of real estate technology companies that focus on delivering some of the services that you were talking about. We look at it as a property management solution. So our focus is on just delivering the services that lies within our core competency. And we don't try to do things like layer cleaning on top of it. I do think it's important to communicate with Airbnb hosts, see some of the needs that they have, and if the synergies work, then we can deliver some of those services possibly. But I think the bigger picture is to reach real estate technology companies that are already servicing to some capacity are the same end users, and just partner with those guys.
A question up front?
Where are you guys currently operating? How many customers do you have, and how did you acquire them?
Okay, so we launched last summer, and we were primarily focused in Texas. We did services in Dallas, Austin, and Houston, and we also serviced some Florida markets in Atlanta. Primarily just lawn service. And this year we brought on the junk hauling, and we're launching installation services here in Dallas in July. So our acquisition strategy, as I was saying before, is really identifying our core user and having them reach us organically. And so we put controls in place to facilitate that relationship, but the one thing we don't want to do is just say that we're just going to outspend people or do ads or anything like that, because those type of customers that you acquire, they don't stick, right? So we want to make sure that our core user, we identify them, they know that we're built specifically for them, and so we think that'll increase the lifetime value and of course, limit the acquisition cost, which is the most important thing.
How many current customers do you have?
Current customers, our goal at the end of this year is to be servicing about 5,000 users.
How many do you currently have?
We're growing organically. So we started last year, we serviced about 1,000, and so we're between 1 and 5,000. Our goal is 5,000 at the end of the year. Thanks for
Any
that
other
question.
questions? We also welcome feedback if you have feedback for the app.
Please, feedback. If anybody is able to go download the app, definitely go through it. We need feedback.
I know you mentioned inbound and people, coming to you more organically, and that there's a bit of an ad war in your space because they are so fragmented. Everybody's advertising a lot. 2 questions. One, are your clients really, really, really happy? Like, are they thrilled? Do they love your service?
Yeah, our clients love their experience.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that suggest, we listen a lot to our clients, and this is primarily how we grow, is through client feedback.
And that's really the main reason why we're growing organically. We don't want to scale too large and not be able to service. We really care about customer service and whatnot. And that's where, it was nice because there's a huge need in Florida, in Atlanta, for us to go ahead and do it. And that's where we said, okay, we know it works. We took back, you know, we updated our app and we're moving forward. And, you know, to your point, organically, I think is the way to go in this market, just because it's a cash flowing, you know, business.
Now that you've got that foundation, I think you really could launch bigger and bigger ad campaigns, and you probably fulfill on that growth surprisingly well. The nice thing about advertising is you can always turn it off.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know,
But reviews stick though. That's the one thing.
Well, yeah, you don't want to overgrow, right? You don't want to ever overgrow, but I definitely think you guys have laid the foundation to grow, to really expand.
oh no, certainly we're ready to
Yeah.
turn on the faucet, but
Yeah.
the key thing is laying the groundwork. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, so to speak. And our focus is growth, clearly,
Yeah.
right? But I think more importantly is durability. We want to make sure in 10 to 15 years that, you know, we're a very significant player in the market. You know, we're not trying to go, you know, sell next week or build another app or something like that. This is something that we think has great potential going forward. So durability is primary for us.
How do you see the lawn care service industry growing, changing, evolving, and innovating in the next 10, 15 years?
Well, I think actually lawn care and property services in general is going to gravitate toward platforms like ours. So surprisingly, more than 60% of people still have a local lawn guy. You know, so we do think that as this generational shift happens, and the first time in 40 or 50 years, there are more millennials than there are baby boomers. And so consumer behavior is changing. We certainly think that our platform is the wave of the future.
I was just wondering, once you acquire the customer, do you get recurring revenue from that customer, or what prevents them from using you to find a service and then the next month or whatever they say, okay, I'm just going to pay my lawn guy directly and disintermediate you guys?
Right, so kind of two questions there. So the first one is, yeah, we certainly do see recurring revenue. As I spoke to earlier, a lot of our clients are very satisfied with the service. We do a good job of identifying our core user and making sure that we tailor the platform to fit specifically their needs. With regard to platform leakage is what you were saying, and that's generally when they try to usurp the platform to go directly to a contractor. Again, it's just about doing a bit of research, understanding who our core consumer is. They're not necessarily trying to save $3 or $5 or $10 by going directly to the contractor. What they want to do is enjoy a managed process, right? So we save them more than just money. The value that our platform offers is not necessarily just providing them or matching them with a contractor. It's the entire experience of managing their property.
Yeah, and we're targeting people where technology is a way of life. You know, it's not something that they can go on and use it once or twice. You know, so in that respect, they're using Terra. They're not using, you know, Ket, the lawnmower. And you know, and if we can get other people to sprinkle in and use that, and you know, use it once a month, once every 6 weeks or every 6 months, great. But so yeah, it's really just figuring out who our target customer is.
Sir?
Any other questions? Raise your hand high. Okay, the final question, what can the community do for you?
Well, I think the community is doing everything for us now, just providing feedback, letting us know our app is loading too slow, maybe letting us know if our UI could be improved. There are a lot of smart guys in the Dallas tech scene. We just really want to communicate with you guys, and that's primarily it.
Awesome, one more round of applause for Terra App.
All right, so this is actually our only presenter today, but we still have a lot of time for networking. And then just to kind of round it out, I'd like to invite the Director of Events and Programming of the deck, Brittany. So she'll kind of go into some more community events and things happening with the deck. So please give her a round of applause and welcome her to the stage. Thanks, Brittany.
extra time, we just wanted to sort of open the floor to see if anybody had announcements for any upcoming events or community gatherings that you think would interest the crowd. As far as the deck goes, we have an event on May 26th called Sales Hacker. Sales Hacker is a national program for sales and marketing professionals and people who are looking for sales and marketing professionals for their startups. And a couple of members here are launching the DFW chapter. So that's May 26th at 6 p.m. And then May 31st is Startup Grind. We host Startup Grind here at the deck the last Tuesday of every month. And it's just a fireside chat with a local successful entrepreneur. It's basically story time, their successes, their failures, honest stories. And we're hosting Gail Warrior of Warrior Elements. It's an activewear clothing line, and she's a Dallas entrepreneur. So May 26th, Sales Hacker DFW. May 31st, Startup Grind. Would anyone else like to come and... Yes? Come on up. This is Jonathan Fine with RevTech.
Hi everyone, RevTech is hosting a happy hour tomorrow at the Ginger Man in Uptown. Come get some free drinks and food on RevTech. It's just a great networking opportunity and fun way to meet some people and get out on Thursday. Again, it's tomorrow, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Ginger Man in Uptown. Hope to see y'all there.
Awesome. Anyone else? We're all friends here. All right.
Hi, my name is Stephanie from Tech Wildcatters. So right before the Sales Hack event, we have our pitch day happening on May 26th. It's going to be at the House of Blues. We hope to see everyone there, and a big ask for me actually is volunteers. So be sure to register, and then if you want to volunteer, you can email me at stephanie@techwildcatters.com, and I can help you get set up.
What's the time?
12 to 4.
Get more?
Hey everyone, I'm back. So I'm David Forrest. I work a lot with the video game development scene here in Dallas. And there's a couple different events if anybody's interested or knows anyone that wants to be a game developer or is a game developer. Tomorrow night from 8 to 11 p.m. in downtown Plano, there's a game developer drink up at Vickery Park. I've talked about this before. It's a really great event if you want to meet game developers. Maybe they'll all be up there a little bit later. And then also there's an event happening right now called the Dallas Society of Play Arcade Jam. So basically what happens is that it's a hackathon for developing video games. And it happens over the course of a month and a half, leading up to one of the local game development groups putting all of these games that are made this month and next month onto an arcade cabinet that they've built. So if anybody you know is interested in making a game for an arcade cabinet, have them come talk to me, because like it'll literally get put on a cabinet in a month and a half to 2 months. So pretty cool idea, opportunity. Anyone else that wants to talk about game development, let me know. Cool? Yeah? Okay, thanks.
We have just a couple more, and Christy's writing these down for you because there's always so much going on in the startup world. So.
Hi guys, my name is Simon Shaner. I'm working with a couple of local startups. One is called Once Kids. Sorry, is that better?
Much better.
My name is Simon Shaner. I'm working with a couple local startups. One is called Once Kids. They make eco-friendly toys. They make a Lego-like block that's fully compatible with Legos. They're nationwide in Target stores. They're going nationwide in Toys R Us on January 17. They're going to do $1 million capital raise here in the coming weeks. So if you're interested, get in touch with me. And then the other group is Glass Media. They're getting ready to also do a capital raise around $1 million. So if you're interested in either of those opportunities, get in touch with me. The minimum subscription would probably be around $50,000 to $100,000. My email address is simon.shaner@gmail.com. Or it's SHANER. Or you can find me on LinkedIn, just Simon Shaner. Thank you.
Okay, one last event tomorrow evening. Expose UX is happening. Do you know where that is? Common Desk, thank you. Expose UX is a new startup in the Dallas area doing very well. The program starts at 7. There will be networking and I think, is it a panel? Or Trey is speaking, as well as Michael Sierczewski and a few other big players in the startup community. So definitely check that out at 7 at Common Desk. And then we just want to allow our coffee sponsor, Shade Tree Roasters, to say just a couple of words, and then we will let you guys chat with each other again and be on to the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you. Here's Ralph.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Ralph. How is the coffee this morning? Great energy. Thank you so much. Shade Tree Coffee Roasters bring to you premium quality coffee from Latin America, Africa. We can custom roast it for you, your office, your home, wherever you'd like to drink coffee, we can bring it to you. Again, my name is Ralph. I'm your barista. Thank you.
Yes, so if you would like a tour of the deck, please find one of us. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Shade Tree Roasters. Will's in the back if you'd like a tour. Thank you so much, Shade Tree Roasters, for caffeinating us, and Kurtu for feeding us. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Wednesday.